Hello Gearslutz, this is Dida from Aemit Modular. We're here at Superbooth19 and I'm here to show you the Variphase Oscillator, or the Variphase as we call it. This is the module right here. It's a very complicated oscillator. So it has 6 different outputs. The first one is the base output, and the other ones have a different phase offset related to this one. So there's a fixed 90 degrees, 180 degrees and 270 degrees offset. Then there's a variable one, which you can determine with this knob and over CV control as well. And then there's a mix output, which is a mix of these two. Now, every output can be selected like this. And for every output, you can set a wave shape, one of these 6 waves, like this. And every output, except for the first one, can be detuned in relation to the first one. So, say I select this one, I can set detune on for this output, and then set an interval detune, which is up to 1 octave below and 1 octave above 0 degrees output. This can be quantized to semitones or unquantized for just floating detune. Then there's a fine Hertz detune, which is a fixed amount of detune which stays constant over the whole frequency range. So say I want to have this one be 10 Hertz over the 0 output, then it will stay the same over the whole frequency. So if you modulate your frequency, the 10 Hertz will always be 10 Hertz. That's really nice for creating these like floating and beatings, slow beatings. Then there's main, quartz frequency and fine tune. There's 3 ranges. Sub is really slow. I believe the slowest cycle is 25 or 30 minutes. And audio rate goes up to 22 kilohertz. You can switch like this. And in audio rate, you can long press here to quantize the frequency to semitones. This also quantizes the frequency modulation input. Then these 3 fixed outputs on the bottom can become variable as well. If you press the equal spread button here, these are now variable dependent on the phase and the phase modulation and the phase knob. So say I set this to 10 degrees offset, then this is 10 degrees offset according to this. This 20, 30 and 40, so factor 2, 3 and 4. I can go up to 360 degrees offset, then this will be at, I think, 1440 degrees offset. This is very interesting if you're using it as a modulator. You can create these kind of overlapping rhythms that move around, especially, of course, if you modulate the phase offset. But it can also be create some interesting sounds in audio rate. Yeah, I'll demo the sound. So that's just the first output. It's saw. I'll set it to random. By the way, this is a quad mixer. It's 4 inputs with CV control and a bias offset, and 2 sum outs over which you have a 1 master control. There's also an auxiliary in, which is at unity gain, so it's an extra input at unity gain. So you can cascade these after each other and create an 8 or 12 channel mixer as you like. It pairs very well with the Variphase, so that's why it's next to it. So I'll turn off the detune here, turn off equal spread. Now we have 2 inputs, 2 outputs of the Variphase here. I'll set it to the same wave. Right. And then I'll go to this one and detune it. There's a deadband in the middle, so you can so it snaps back to the same phase offset easily. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to get it in tune precisely. Now this is quantized offset, so you can use this to create chords with your one oscillator module. So that's just 3 outputs of the Variphase without any modulation. One more thing, or a few more things actually. There's also a built-in VCA, so I'll turn this down a bit. It's at full. It's 4-quadrant amplitude modulation, so if you modulate it at audio rates, you can get really interesting bell sounds and ring modulator-ish sounds. There's phase modulation, of course, the hard sync input, a linear FM, full per-octave, and exponential FM.
Very complete module.
Yeah, it's a very complete module indeed. At first, it would seem like just an oscillator, but once you get to know it, there's a lot of possibilities here. You can use the built-in VCA and say you don't need any other external VCAs or anything.
And how do these two models work together best?
Because these two?
Yeah.
They work very well together because you can create these, like for example, like I did just now, you can create a chord, put 3 inputs in here, mix them together as you like, and then take the master out, and voila, you have a complete chord out of one module. You get instant drones, if you said it right. And then if you modulate the pulse width, the phase modulation, sorry. Becomes apparent because the variable phase output is being modulated this way. If I turn on equal spread here, the bottom output becomes variable phase as well. I'll add some synchronization as well, same frequency. And then some amplitude modulation for good riddance. So, as you might hear, it can sound pretty clean and like joyful. And it can get really nasty as well if you wanted to, thanks to all the inputs and the control options. So that was it for the Variphase.
Thank you very much.
Bye.